Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. Today I will be showcasing iZotope's Ozone 8 Elements plugin for Fruity Loops, as you can see. And so before I get that started, I'm going to make a beat so I can actually, show you everything that's going on within this plugin. And we are back. So I just finished making a small little loop. 140 is the BPM and whatnot. What I like to do is I like to replace this with the same thing, bring it up and lower this to about 8, around there, and this is where the magic happens. So let's go ahead and lower all of these down and put that one right there, and use Ozone 8 Elements. So this is the plugin that I will be showcasing to you today. For the master, I like to put this at 10 and using this one. I don't know exactly what the difference is between these two. I have yet to figure that out. They basically do the same thing. They maximize, they make your track louder. This, I did a how to make your beats sound better type of video a while back. This shapes it, and I'll show you what it does exactly. You'll see it here and you'll hear it as well. You need headphones for this, by the way. If you're using your speaker, I suggest you grab some headphones, because you're gonna hear the difference and see it as well visually, but headphones for hearing are required for this video. Here is our equalizer. Here is the simple, there's 3 modes. This one has more information. I don't like using this one. I like this one the best. It's more simpler to find everything. We have digital and analog. So digital gets rid of more frequencies than analog does. This one has a more warm feel to it. This one has a more cut to it. I'm not gonna go over the equalizer. You know what, whatever, we'll go over the equalizer with the bass and the melody as well. However, I don't like using this for the equalizer at all, except for when mastering. I feel like this plugin is the best used for mastering, or best used for mastering. As you can tell, we have an assistant here that will help us get a clean sound that we really want. So they have mid and side, we got stereo, left and right. My favorite is mid and side processing mode, because you can hear the frequencies that are on the side and in the middle. You can solo them and whatnot. We'll see that as well. And now let's go ahead and get started. So first, as I showed you, I set this down to 10, and how I level my stuff, I leave it as is and I look at the numbers, contrary to what people say, hear the sound and whatnot. You might hear it bleed through my headphones because I have it's really loud. So with things like this, I like to keep it around, with any melody, I like to keep it around 12 to 6, which is common, I've observed, using this plugin. So 12 to 6 is fine for me. Bells are around 15 to 12. Melodies like this are good around 9-12ish range. And yeah, that's just my preference. I like using the numbers as a guide instead of going into mono. So that's the melody. I believe everything should be in here. Can I hear everything? Oh, that's right, I lowered everything, duh. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the kick. You want your kick to be thump, thumpy, you know. So I put it at 6, and then this amplifies that sound, and it punches right through it, which is my favorite thing. It is most important that you use the limiter first, so that it doesn't sound like garbage, as you heard just now. It sounds clean. Without the limiter, it sounds like complete trash. So please do use Fruity Limiter when using the maximizer. I've seen this before done by Nick Myra from Internet Money. So now we're moving on to the clap. And I like keeping my claps around 6 to 3. We're going to leave it at around in the middle of those two. Yeah, that sounds nice. Alright, so. Alright, so now that we have that, moving on to the hi-hat. I'm going to do this for the rest, whatever. So I like keeping my hi-hats from 12 to 9, depending on what hi-hat it is. Yeah. This sounds rather odd. Let's see. Alright, well, whatever. I mean, no wonder. I like to keep it around 6 for this one. Around 6 to 3, like the clap as well. Clap should be louder than the snare itself, in my opinion. And here we go with the bass. So I like to put it at 3, and then this is when it gets interesting. So I go to each individual one. We're gonna go ahead and use the Ozone Equalizer for this. I make sure to turn off the maximizer because by default it's at a -2 and it raises the volume of it. Yeah. So this is the melody. Yep. It is very detailed, as you can see. So we're gonna go with the analog one. I really can't tell the difference here, but maybe you might be able to tell the difference. Maybe with the bass we can hear, you know, bigger difference. But for this one, I guess I'm going to be using this equalizer. I usually go with the Fruity Equalizer too, because I used to go with this one and I never knew how to use it exactly. But for this one, the purpose of this video, we're going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to make sure to keep it digital for all of them. The kick, more plugins, Ozone. What you will notice is that there is an increased use of CPU when using this plugin. I really don't mind it, but it really does get annoying when you start playing your song and then like that's a thing. So keep an eye out if you're using the equalizer and everything in here that you do have a good CPU. we go. That's the kick. We have the clap here. In an Ozone tutorial that I've seen, they use the... This one's already been equalized, as you can tell, I guess. So there's really not anything that needs to be done here except for maybe cut off that. Alright, so in the Ozone tutorial, they raised this section right here. You can also use the Alt to hear what you want to raise, what frequency. I want to raise this frequency right here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. 1.5 decibels, and that sounds good to me. So that's an extra added feature. You can select frequencies that you want to raise within a clap, within a kick, within a hi-hat as well. So let's go ahead and find and do the same thing for every single one of them. I'll showcase the imager again in a second, but if you haven't seen the video, you can go ahead and do that, but I'll just do it now. Not now, but like in this video. Hi-hat. I find it odd how it picks up these frequencies over here, and I don't see these in FL Studio myself. Maybe it's because I have it in a smaller screen and I just keep it that way. I've noticed that if you put this around 1600, it doesn't really take away from anything. Most songs don't use these frequencies except for the vocals, a little bit for the hi-hats and the claps and snares, but you know, this is really low. So what I like to do with this, let's see. Bell. Let's raise it 1 decibel around here. There we go. So yeah, that's that. I know this sounds boring, but I'm trying to keep it professional in a sense. I don't know. I'm kind of just in a mellow mood right now. I'm gonna lower it here. The clap hits through here. So in the clap, we're also gonna have to lower this end right here, I think. I don't think it pops up anywhere. But if you raise one frequency for the snare over here, then you have to lower it for the clap, and then, you know, so on. At least that's what I saw in the video that I watched. And it works, I mean. So here we have our clap. Raise the frequency here. I don't think it'll be a problem, so we're leaving it as is. Going back to the snare. It was around here. There we go. So that's that. I dread using Ozone for bass, just because, you know, we're gonna go with 40. Nope. nothing really to cut here, but we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Alright, we should be good now. Also, I forgot to mention, this isn't Ozone's, thing, but be sure to tune your 808s. It bothers me when this is, let's see, go over here, put this over here. I really don't like it when it's like barely right there, so we can put it like 6, 10. There we go. So I like it when it lights up green here. I sometimes can't get it there because the 808 goes all over the place, but as long as you can get as close as possible to that. This is G-Tune. It's available for free. But yeah, that's a side note. Moving on from that, we're gonna go ahead and show you the imager. Check out the imager. So here we have our melody. As you can see, this is where it's going, and if we stereoize it, it goes everywhere. And if it goes down here, I believe this is called phasing out. You want to try to avoid this, but if you like how it sounds, it's when making music, it's all about how it sounds to you. If it sounds good, go ahead and do it. But sometimes going too much with the stereoizer makes it sound awful. I'm gonna go ahead and do it myself because I like how it sounds here. And one of the best things to do to make your 808 not sound so dry is use the imager on it as well. I like to put it at around 25, or let's try 35. An example of a song that uses this type of imaging for the 808 would be Everything by G Herbo. The remix, you might want to listen to the remix version. They're both the same thing. In terms of the 808, it's the same thing. But you can hear how it surrounds you, just like this 808 does right here. So let's go from this dry sounding forward 808.2. And I'm going to remind those who are watching this video that the imager itself is free, available with through their website. I'll be sure to include a link to it down below, but yeah, you can also see it here in action. I ignore these red things, but that means it's I guess a little too loud, so I'm gonna like lower it over here. Alright, so now that our track is done, we can go ahead and use the master assistant that is available with Ozone 8 elements. I like using it because it really does help. I've recently been just putting this into a rooting this to a track that's rooted to that track. So this one I just this one's a full master of like vocals and the song itself together, but I recommend that you do these separately. Let's go ahead and oops. Negative. Okay. Oops. Okay, that's a terrible idea. My apologies. I just like destroyed everyone's ears. Also, be sure to remove this. Let's go ahead and just for the lulz, I like to go into mono sometimes, but whatever. We're gonna go ahead and go here, go to the master assistant, streaming, I don't know why, but for whatever reason it likes to change this, so change it back to the way you had it so that everything stays nice and leveled. And remember, you will be using vocals, or someone will be using their vocals in the song, so be sure to leave some space down here for vocals. But for our purposes, we're just gonna remove that. There you go. There you have it. And that'll be it for this tutorial of Ozone 8 Elements. What do I think? Well, I think it's a great tool for its maximizer, along with the fruity limiter, of course. The imager is also great, and the equalizer as well. I don't like using the equalizer myself, but oh yes, I just remembered something. The mid and side feature, my apologies. Here we go. This is the middle, and here we have our side. Hold on, hold thy horses. That side. Mid side allows a split between the two. That's our side, and this is our mid. And together, I think. Oh, there we go, there we go. I just figured it out. Okay, so this is together. This is our mid. This is our side. So this is the solo button for the mid. This is the side, and you can see the way that it curves and everything. And I like it because you can filter out the frequencies of the side or the middle separately, which is great. So back to it. what do I think of this plugin? It's great, especially for the maximizer. I'm sure there's other, plugins that have a maximizer. The equalizer of FL Studio is great and all that, but this is for the price of $129 currently, I believe. It's a great plugin. I would suggest that you save up your money for the bundle, which is about the advanced, the one past advanced. I think that's pro. I'm not sure, but the Neutron and Ozone bundle together is, I believe, $1,000, and it's I would have bought it, but I do not have that kind of money. Aside from that, like I said, great equalizer. Imager's one of the greatest things. If you want to download that, go ahead and download it. I'll leave a link in the description. Maximizer, also great. There's a whole bunch of other buttons here. You already know what bypass means. It gets rid of all these things. Surgical mode. It has a harsher cut on the frequencies as well. High pass, high shelf, low pass, all different types of bands for the equalizer to, like, do its thing. And that'll be it for this video. Gain match, I believe. Make sure that both of these are the same. You can swap these. Swap your left and your right. And this one resets everything. I think that's about it. There are free presets. I'm sorry, I keep going back and adding stuff, but there are presets. I'm not going over the presets because most of it is just the equalizer, the imager, and the maximizer, which use these presets. Well, the equalizer uses these presets. And well, yeah, actually, yeah, all these use these presets. But yeah, point of this video, it's a good plugin. Would I recommend it? Yes. If you have the money, go ahead and buy this. It'll help you with your beat making, and yeah, that'll be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next plugin review, I guess. I don't know if I'll keep this going, but yeah, peace out.